Good to go. Most people throw a burger on the grill and be done with them in, what, 5 minutes? It takes me about 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, you have to count for the thickness because it cooks a little longer.
From 6 years after, welcome to SmokeyGoodness 2.0 and another redo video. Tonight we're redoing a video that was probably the second or third video. This goes way back 6 years. The original Animaniacs Burger. The reason I'm redoing it is because just like a lot of those early videos, the food was great. What we prepared was tremendously good, but the video was tremendously wretched, horrible, unwatchable. So we're redoing that one. Like I mentioned, we're doing Animaniacs burgers. I'm going to keep the recipe pretty much exactly the same as it's always been. The Animaniacs burger was created as a result of my attempt to recreate the flavors of two really great burgers from two really great local restaurants which are long gone. And I think I've got it pretty well nailed here. And there's a clone version of one of those two restaurants operating today. I've tried their burgers and they really don't even come close to the original. I can't even remember what the name of their original burger was, but it was unique, as was the other restaurant's burger. So we're gonna do that. We better get started quickly because here comes Tango. Stick around. It was just three guys mumbling incoherently through a horrible video. A video that made no sense at all. Camera. I love this camera, but it's got a problem hearing what's in front of it. We've got a hot fire. And to start off, an ingredient that was not originally part of the aforementioned burger recipes from the two aforementioned restaurants, but it's part of mine. Black iron pan. About 2 tablespoons of butter. That's unsalted butter. And mushrooms. These are baby Bella mushrooms, and after all, what is a burger without sauteed mushrooms? Not an Animaniacs burger in its current form. I am cooking these mushrooms over direct heat. When you do that, you've got to keep them moving. Why direct heat? A lot more flavor. These look like they're ready, so pull them off. There are 3 key ingredients that you have to make an Animaniacs burger. Those 3 ingredients are fresh cracked pepper, an onion, and the most important ingredient of all, despite the cheese that we're going to put on later, is this. Use this brand of steak sauce. It's the only one that works with this recipe. Forget Emerald's, however you pronounce his name. Forget that pseudo ketchup stuff with a 5 and the 7 on the left. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this is what you need. I like to quarter these bad rabbits up, and fortunately we have things today that make life easier than they were all those years ago. Bang, bang, bang. And a bang for the little guy. Bang. Done. Right here we have just just a micro measurement short of a full pound of 80/20 ground chuck. 80/20 ground chuck. That is beef. You may be wondering why I'm not using bison. This recipe, like I mentioned, is my attempt to recreate something that I enjoyed as a child about 10 million years ago. And I think at about that time, bison, if there were an endangered species list, the bison would probably be on that list. There were no bison back then. Very few. Anyway, we start some black pepper. Well, actually, this is rainbow pepper. And we need a good, healthy amount of this. Really good, healthy amount. So grind away. Like I mentioned, this is one of those key ingredients. Couldn't be an Animaniacs burger without it. Okay, the other key ingredient, one of the other key ingredients, chunky onions. And last but certainly not least, A1 steak sauce. An Animaniac burger is not an Animaniac burger without A1 steak sauce. That's all there is to it. There's no argument there. And I may adjust some of these ingredients after I take a look at what they look like after they're all mixed together. I'm going to form 1/3 patties here, 1/3 pound patties. See that chunky onion? It's exactly what you want. It's how I remember these things, and by golly, that's how I'm preparing these things. Leave no onion behind. A little indentation right there in the middle. Don't know if that theory really works or not, but my guess is it does, because last time I did this, it worked.
What?
Levi is missing his Cub Scout meeting at this very moment. Why? Animaniacs Burgers? I'm not putting on a uniform and sitting around talking about merit badges for 90 minutes. All right, let's get these on the grill. Also, something else to keep in mind with burgers like this, really wet ones. Where it lands is where it stands. You can't move these around until you get the good sear on both sides. So we're just going to leave these alone for a few minutes. After about 3 minutes, very carefully, flip these guys over. Ooh, looking good, smelling great. And that is exactly the char I'm looking for right there. Another couple of minutes has gone by. Move these off. Come over here on the indirect side. We're going to throw our mushrooms back on, which are still warm. And I happen to have some grated sharp cheddar cheese. That is also essential. Put a lid on it, chance for that cheese to melt. We're going to douse that flame there a little bit. We're going to tame the flame. Let's toast up some buns. This won't take long at all. We have baby spinach. We have a fresh tomato. We have an Animaniacs burger. This is optional, but if you want, you can put a little bit more A1 on these just to take them to the next level. Yeah, next level is amazing. Same thing with mine, baby spinach all over it. Tomato. Those are huge tomatoes.
Compared to the buns.
Animaniacs burger. Shut up, dogs. Every dog in the neighborhood. Can you hear that? You know why? They can smell this. Animaniacs burger. And just a little bit more A1 for mine. They look funky, but they smell great. Look at the juices dripping out of that. But how does it taste there, Mr. Smoky Goodness Jr. guy? I guess you already know. Yours is half gone already. There you have it, the classic Animaniacs burger. Just as good, if not better than ever. They look kind of funny, but oh man, are they good.
Wow, this is the coolest thing ever.
Everybody's hungry.
But it's gonna be a little while.